Welcome to the Pandemonium 2 preview with me, Frank Jofo, and
the hottest pro wrestling manager in the game today. Sorry to interrupt you, Sugar Shane Pinto. The Pandemonium 2 review, a card that is completely filled with non-stop action, and of course, yours truly, the hottest pro wrestling manager in the game today, Frank.
let's get into the action.
Let's get into the action. Absolutely. Don't cut me off next time. It's enough, okay? My God, I'm the guest. This is, you're supposed to be accommodating.
So Shane, let's start off with this match. Bjorg, your former employee, your former friend, versus your friend right now in Damage Inc., Johnny North, Genesis.
You really want to start off with that? You really want to make?
I have to get it off the table right now because
okay,
I
you have
still
to address the elephant in the room for a second. Frank, I get you. You're a professional. You want to make things. I get it for 100%. Let's be real here, okay? There is an obvious history between myself, Genesis, and Bjorg Håkan. For the past calendar year, Bjorg Håkan has been a thorn in my tuchus, and I do not like him anymore because he doesn't listen to me. With that being said, we have a last man standing match at Pandemonium 2. And at Pandemonium 2, you know who's going to be standing tall? Not Bjorg, because Bjorg's going to be on the floor like this. This is going to be Bjorg. This is going to be, look at him. He's sleeping.
At Showcase Sunday.
I am Bjorg. Oh, I'm going to dream about Belgium. Oh, he's a loser, bro, and he's going to lose on Saturday.
Some people might have said that you might have been the catalyst of him winning that title.
Some may say that I'm the catalyst. All people should say that I'm the catalyst for that him winning that championship. Without Sugar Shane Pinto, Bjorg Håkan would just be a big dumb loser from Belgium. I put that championship belt around his waist. Without me, he would be nobody. Without me, he would just be some big dumb brute. The championship, understandably so, he won with his own merit. He defeated Dru Onyx fair and square. Did I cheat? No, I didn't cheat.
Not at all.
Me personally, I didn't cheat. Genesis came out because he was just trying to look at the landscape of the match, and that's fine. We're allowed to look. It's not illegal to look.
You wanted to be at ringside.
Oh, absolutely.
And enjoy the moment.
And then maybe someone got kicked, but that's because the win. It doesn't matter. The reality of the situation is this: Bjorg Håkan won that championship because I brought him there. Without Sugar Shane Pinto, Bjorg Håkan would be nobody. At Pandemonium 2, he will still be a nobody, and everyone will realize that I was never wrong and that I never lie.
It's true. When it comes down to it, Damage Inc. is on top of the world right now, and Genesis is on top of his game, especially with you in his corner. What's the strategy going into that match?
So look, let's be real here, right? Strategy and last man standing match, it's an oxymoron. You're going in there and it's a war. You want to beat your opponent senseless to the point where they cannot literally stand anymore. There's no psychology. There's no game plan. When it comes to war, you must provide war.
Are you going to be getting involved in the match of any sort?
Yeah, of course you would like for me to divulge my secrets. Like I said, there is no plan. If it is called upon me to assist in any which way, I will gladly do so. Because between you and me, Frank, Bjorg Håkan has made my life a personal living hell. Now in Pandemonium 2, Genesis and I, we're going to return the favor.
Well, there you have it, Bjorg. I think you're going to have to look out for that match, and it's not looking good for you, my friend.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Let's go to the main event right off the bat because I'm excited about this match. Chocolate City, they were tag team champions before, and now they're going into this triple threat match with Dru Onyx for the British Commonwealth Heavyweight Champion. These three guys were all friends once upon a time. What do you think happened in along the way here for this match to happen like this?
As someone who has brought somebody to the British Commonwealth Heavyweight Championship, when it comes to that championship and when it comes to being at the top of your game, there's certain expectations and there's certain rewards that you must benefit from when you hold a championship. I understand why Wilson Kola and Mustapha Jordan want to be British Commonwealth Heavyweight Championship. More money, more exposure, more fame, providing a new lifestyle for your family and your children. That is something that once you taste it, it's like a drug.
And being called the champion.
Being called the champion. All of this means that you are the level of excellence that an entire company is built around. So I can understand why they want it. Now, in terms of their personal transgressions, as someone who has been in the ring face to face with Dru Onyx you sense that magnetism. And the magnetism that he has and that feeling that he has is the desire to be champion. And he will do whatever it takes. Trust me, he will do whatever it takes to keep that championship around his waist. Now, Wilson Cola and Mustapha Jordan, don't get me wrong, I think they're terrific. Mustapha Jordan has been in this game for years. Wilson Cola is and will be a British Commonwealth heavyweight champion one day.
Just not today.
I just don't think it's going to be today, unfortunately. The real aspect of this is this. With all this animosity, with all this personal inflection going on in this match, your mind has to be slightly jaded.
Of course.
And your mind can't be slightly jaded. You need to have a clear mind when it comes to the British Commonwealth Heavyweight Championship. And with that in mind, I think Dru Onyx is taking it home.
Well, I had Chocolate City on the show a couple of weeks ago, and I asked them both this same question. I said, if Dru Onyx is on his back and you both are standing on top of him, standing over him, I go, which one are you two are going to be able to, who's going to be the one to pin him? And they couldn't decide who was going to pin him. They said, we're going to pin him together. I go, that doesn't work like that.
You can't do that. See, here's the thing, right? Already that's one step behind that. I wish that wasn't the answer that came out of their mouth.
Yeah.
When it comes to that championship, you need to do whatever it takes to win that championship. Dru Onyx has that mentality. He is a 5-6-time British Commonwealth heavyweight champion. He knows what it's like. Wilson Cola, Mustapha Jordan have never been in this position. This is the first time they are challenging for that championship, and they are doing so together. I don't know, Frank.
Well, you know a thing or two about being a champion, and so I'm gonna take your word on that. A lot of people think that Victor Castella is the cruiserweight British Commonwealth cruiserweight champion. Some people say Paolo Triassi is the British Commonwealth cruiserweight champion.
He is.
They're going into a match, false count anywhere, for the cruiserweight title. What's your thoughts on that?
So here's my thing, right? The WWE Vacant, it's a Twitter account where every time someone has to vacate the champion, they are the champion. The Vacant is actually the champion. Now, when you're not competing for a championship and you have a 30-day clause or whatever, I don't care. Okay, Victor couldn't get the job done, and someone had to step in and be the champion. And I couldn't think of a better person than Paolo Triassi.
Thank God, Paolo Triassi.
Thank God he was there
for that. Yeah.
One thing we can agree on: Paolo Triassi is and has all the makings of a great champion. And if you ask me, he's going to get his rightful spot.
Paolo, in a suit no less, gets beat up by Victor, a returning Victor, and saying that he is the champion. Now, to Paolo's regard, he's been holding the championship for Torture Chamber with Victor on the sidelines. Now, Victor wants that title back, and Paolo might be getting suspended, or they might be canceling this match because he's holding the title in his possession. Now, Paolo, for him to be in this match now, what is it going to take for him to become the champion now against Victor?
In the history books, it will not say that Paolo Triassi is the Cruiserweight Commonwealth champion. It will not say that. Unfortunately, much to my chagrin and much, of course, to your chagrin, in the book, it doesn't say Paolo Triassi is champion. It was and always has been Victor Castella.
Of course.
Castella. 13 championship victories that he has under his belt, and kudos to him.
He's defended it in different promotions. He's gone all over the world.
He is definitely a fighting champion.
That's for
when
sure.
you see it in the dictionary, you see Victor Castella. However, every dog has its day, and
I think Paolo.
I think we agree that Paolo Triassi is and will become the Cruiserweight champion at Pandemonium 2.
I think I could see you and Paolo together one day down the line there.
I think, you know what? Look, Paolo Triassi is great. Does Paolo Triassi need a Sugar Shane Pinto? No. Does the Sugar Shane Pinto need a Paolo Triassi? But Sean didn't need Hunter, and Hunter didn't need Sean, and all together, they made money. So, Paolo.
You never know. You never know. Let's get to the next match. We have Yane Harrison versus John Riviere. Now, I don't know much about John Riviere.
I don't think anyone knows about John Riviere.
But we all know about Yane Harrison. He is the Victory Ring World Heavyweight Champion right now. He has faced Dru Onyx. He's faced a lot of these competitors around the world right now. What's your thoughts on this match? It's kind of a sleeper match to the point where this could be the match of the night.
And any match that Yane Harrison is in, I can unequivocally say that it will be a top contender for match of the night. Yane Harrison is bound for success in the professional wrestling business, and I think Pandemonium 2 will be another example as to why John Rivera, that's great. He may have the added advantage of nobody knowing who he is, and that's terrific. And he may think that, and that may help him sleep at night. But Yane Harrison has been grinding for the past 2 years in this business, and I don't see him losing any momentum at Pandemonium 2.
I think I have to agree with you on that, as much as to the chagrin of John Rivera. But it should be a great match. Another great match, the women's match.
Absolutely.
And the women, you know what? I have to admit, they are getting very, very good in the ring, and you know what? Very, very entertaining. And the wrestling wise, it's on top of the world. Drea and Le Parfait Caroline, right?
La Parfaite Caroline.
La Parfaite Caroline versus McEnroe and Ranza. What's your thoughts on this match?
Drea is a superstar in the making.
Just oozes superstar.
Oozes charisma.
Yeah.
She has every tool in her tool belt to be a star. That goes without saying. But with that in mind, let me address the other factors in this match. La Parfaite Caroline has been in the scene in Quebec wrestling. She is a perfect partner to go alongside Drea. Now the opposition. Ranza is getting better. You said it yourself.
Yes.
She is excelling. She is traversing across the scene here, and she's making a name for herself slowly but surely. And now she has somebody, a legend, if you will, in McEnroe, who is seasoned, who has traveled in the world of professional wrestling. But with that in mind, the light, the shine of Drea Mitchell and the team of with La Parfaite Caroline will not be dimmed at Pandemonium 2.
I'm pretty excited to see McEnroe. It's been a while since we've seen her in Torture Chamber.
She's a fan favorite.
And
she really is a fan favorite
as well, yeah. And it's going to be great to see her compete again at Pandemonium, obviously, too. The next match, we have the worst, Frankie Varillo and Kevin Bryan versus the McHaggis Cousins. And this looks like a World War II kind of match here against Victory Ring. And we have Torture Chamber here, the champions, the tag team champions. Now, we all know that Frankie Varillo and Kevin Bryan always have a game plan.
Absolutely.
What do you think their strategy is going to be against these two savages of the McHaggis Cousins?
What I like about the worst is that every time we see them, it's something new.
Yeah.
It's a new game plan. They're always
never know what's gonna
strategizing. And with all due respect to the McHaggis Cousins, they have fire, they have heart, they have passion. Yes, they are tag team champions in their own right, but do they have the mental fortitude to bypass the strategy of the worst? I don't think so, because let's be real here. I don't even think they know what they're thinking about half the time, but it works.
It always works.
It always works.
Because they are the tag team champions.
And rightfully so. Look, in a perfect world, Bjorg, Hawken, and Genesis would destroy the worst and take the Canadian Tag Team Championship. But with that in mind, and now this not being existent anymore, thank you, Bjorg, the worst has all my money. They're taking it home.
I agree with that. Varsity versus Wild Country.
Capote red.
Our good friend and everyone's good friend Johnny Taco with the beard, Derek Butler versus Varsity. What's your thoughts on this match?
Look, okay, I can appreciate Johnny Taco. He's a superstar. Everyone loves Johnny Taco. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of the Taco Maniacs because they don't necessarily like me because they have poor judgment, evidently. But let's be real here. We haven't seen Varsity in Torture Chamber Pro Wrestling.
No.
We don't know much about Varsity. It's going to be a big coming out party for them for sure. They're going up against a very established team in Wild Country. Some may say the rightful number one contenders to the Canadian Tag Team Championship.
Yeah.
I would tend to agree with that too. Derek Butler is the power. Johnny Taco is the speed. What is Varsity all about? I don't know. We're going to see at Pandemonium too. With that in mind, I might have to, not that I really want to, but I'm going to go with Wild Country on this one.
Ooh. And the last match, which is a number one contenders match for the British Commonwealth Heavyweight Championship, newly acquired Kato Yamanashi.
You're damn right.
Versus Kyle Nicholson versus Jimmy Woods and the Suicide Jesus, the returning Suicide Jesus, Justin Turnbull.
What is a Suicide Jesus?
Well, you're going to have to tell me because a lot of people were asking me, who is this guy? And maybe Bjorg knew more about him because he.
Why you got to keep bringing him up? Why you got to bring him up?
I have.
You like that? Okay, it's great. Yeah. You know what? Let's talk. Let's talk about Justin Turnbull, former Cruiserweight champion in his own right. Justin Turnbull is evidently a fan favorite. You heard the reaction when he came back. I heard it. It made and sent shockwaves through my body when he came back. He is a major player and has been a major player in Torture Chambers past. However, let's look at the landscape of this Fatal Four-Way match, because in this, you have the future, right? You have Kaito Yamanashi, someone who I put my name on for a reason.
And there's no
Kaito Yamanashi is dominance personified. And with the right push, with the right backing of Sugar Shane Pinto, I promise you I can make him a champion one day. Mark my words.
You heard it first.
Kyle Nickerson, the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle, you know what I mean.
Mm.
Maybe not now, maybe not tomorrow, but one day you will know. And then we have Captain Quebec, bro. Like, who's Jimmy Woods? What is he wearing, bro? He looks like my plumber, and he's going after the championship. Listen to me, Jimmy Woods. They love you, bro. I can understand that maybe, you know, you bring your family and they're always happy and you have a really nice spine buster and that's really cool and yay, good for you. But the reality of the situation is that you're in a match with Kaito Yamanashi, who's going to eat you like breakfast, bro, along with everybody else in that match. Kyle Nicholson, look, you're a big boy. I get it, but someone's going to catch you and then Kaito's going to scoop in. Justin Turnbull, I get it. You've been here a while, but you do not know these men like I have seen these men. I've studied these men. You are seasoned. I get it. But you have nobody rooting for you in that match.
That's for sure. That's for sure. And I think that Kaito Yamanashi, like you said, with the right guidance, with the right manager, I think he could go to heights that no one's ever seen.
You give me 365 calendar days with Kaito Yamanashi, and I promise you I could make him a star.
Powerhouse
Personified. And mark my words, when he wins the Fatal Four-Way at Pandemonium 2, you will know that I never lie.
Well, there you have it, folks. Sugar Shane Pinto, Frank Jofo. That was the Pandemonium 2 breakdown. If you haven't gotten your tickets, get your tickets now. DM us. DM Torture Chamber Pro Wrestling on Instagram, Facebook, or on Twitter. Get there. We'll see you there on May 5th. And remember, wrestling is life.
And so is Sugar Shane. He's for the children.